settle in there, find a place where you feel like you can really relax. And then just take a nice deep inhale through the nose, fill all the way up. And then exhale out the mouth, let that go. Inhale through the nose, fill up, feel the belly expand. And exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale out the mouth. And inhale through the nose. This time exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. And then just continue like that, breathing in and out through the nose, just at your own pace, just using this time to really connect to the rhythm of your own breath. And then just reach your arms up by your ears, nice big stretch. And then hug the knees towards the chest, rock side to side. And then just come back to stillness. Place the palms of the hands on top of the knees. Start to straighten your arms so you push your knees away from your chest. And then draw the knees away from each other out to the side. Pull the knees back in towards the chest and towards each other. And then push them away from you, draw them away from each other, pull them back towards the chest and together. So just starting to make those circles there at your own pace. Those circles can be small or big, just whatever feels good. Just getting some movement in the hips. Then take that the opposite direction. And then keep your knees bent, just drop your feet down to the mat. Press your right ankle over your left thigh. Just keep your left foot down to start and take your arms to a T. And then just gently sway the knees side to side. So they may not go very far, just sort of rocking on the back of the pelvis here. And then just bring the knees back to stillness and hug your left thigh towards your chest. Coming in to thread the needle here. Excuse me. I feel like there's something in the air, must be allergies. And then just release the legs, return the left foot to the mat, uncross the right ankle so the right foot is back on the mat. We'll just change sides, left ankle over right thigh, maybe the arms go back to a T, and that gentle sway of the knees side to side. And then bring the knees back to center. Hug the right thigh towards the chest. And then unwind the legs, hug the knees in towards the chest, and roll yourself off to your right side. So I might not look like I'm mirroring you, but I'm also on my right side. So your knees can be bent here, kind of a little fetal position. You can use your bottom arm to support your head. And then you're gonna keep your feet together and then open your top knee up towards the ceiling. So that little clamshell action or butterfly action, perfect. And then lower that knee back down. So just like that, a little bit more slowly this time. So open that knee up really slowly towards the ceiling and then slowly close it back down. We'll do a couple more on this side. Nice, slow, controlled, open up. And then lower it back down. And then one more like that, open it up. And then return it back down. And then just roll onto your back so you can make your way onto the other side, just getting yourself set. And then once you're there, keeping the feet together, open that top knee up towards the ceiling. And then slowly take it back down. So this nice controlled movement, taking that knee back up towards the ceiling. And then lowering it back down. Two more, open it up. And close. And open it up. And close. And then just roll yourself back onto your back. Bring your legs into a bridge position. So knees bent, soles of the feet to the mat. Take your arms by your side. We'll just take some movement with breath here. So inhale, roll up into bridge. And exhale, lower back down. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, back down. Inhale up. And exhale down. And then hug both knees towards the chest. Rock yourself up to seated. And then once you're seated, just a comfortable cross-legged position here. Take your arms out to a T and take your right arm over your left arm. Just give yourself a hug here. Maybe you gently tuck the chin towards the chest. And then lift the head to neutral, take the arms to a T, left arm over right arm, give yourself a hug, just changing sides here and then maybe tucking the chin. And then lift the head to neutral, take your arms out to a T. Just lower the arms down, change the cross of the legs, bring the opposite shin in front, and then reach the arms up by the ears, hook the thumbs overhead, and take a side bend over to your right. And then come through center, change the thumb so the opposite thumb comes in front, and then take a side bend over to the left. And then come back upright, just release the hands, take them next to the hips, And then bring the feet in front of you, just a little wider than your hips with your knees bent. And then take your knees over to the right. So you'll rock a little onto the right hip. And then bring the knees through center and take them to the left. So we're just gonna take the side to side here, a little windshield wiper action of the knees. And then next time your knees are over to the right, stay there and turn your torso to the right. So you're facing your right shin. And just take your arms out, natural extension from the shoulders so the fingertips rest on the mat. And then just staying upright here for a couple breaths. And then you can keep your torso upright. If you'd like, hands can walk in front of your right shin. Maybe the hands walk a little forward so you can bend the elbows and drop to the forearms. And then bring your torso back upright. We'll come through center with the torso and the knees, and then drop the knees over to the left. Staying upright, just extending the arms out so you can use the fingertips to support the torso. And then maybe taking the hands in front of the left shin, maybe dropping down to forearms. And then bring yourself back upright, bring the torso and the knees through center. And then you can just take your feet to the side so you can make your way up to tabletop. And then once you're in tabletop, you have some time here just to move in any way that you like. Maybe some movement of the hips or some cat-cow. I'm gonna take one more round of breath. Once you've taken your exhale, just bring your big toes together and take your hips to your heels, come into child's pose. And then come up through tabletop, tuck your toes, lift your hips. First down dog, just find some movement here. And then tiny baby steps, walk your feet forward to your hands, coming to a forward fold at the front of your mat. And just holding in this forward fold, maybe reaching hands for opposite elbows or swaying side to side. And then release your hands down to the mat. On your inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen the chest forward. And exhale, fold back forward. Inhale, come all the way to standing, reach the arms up. And exhale, draw your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, straight to downward facing dog this round. Just land there, really ground into all parts of your hands. And use that rooting of the hands to gently elongate the spine to lift the hips up and back. And then walk your feet forward to your hands. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale all the way up to standing. And exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step to plank. On your inhale, just drop your knees, modified plank. And exhale, slow lower to your belly. Inhale for cobra, lift head and shoulders. Exhale, lower back down, press through tabletop, downward facing dog. And then walk your feet forward to your hands. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step to plank or modified plank. Inhale there. Exhale, lower to your belly. You can drop your knees if you want. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Maybe you straighten your arms. And exhale, downward facing dog. And then walk your feet forward to your hands. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale all the way to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, right foot back for a lunge, right knee down to the mat. Inhale, arms up by the ears just for the breath. And exhale, hands frame the foot, step to down dog. Take an inhale there. And an exhale. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, foot between the hands, back knee down. Inhale, arms by the ears. Exhale, hands frame the foot, bring your back foot forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, watch your palms touch overhead. And exhale, fold back forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, left foot back for a lunge, left knee down to the mat. Inhale, arms by the ears. Exhale, hands frame the foot, step to down dog. Inhale there. And exhale. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, foot between the hands, back knee down. Inhale, arms by the ears. Exhale, hands frame the foot, back foot forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale all the way up to standing, watch your palms touch. And exhale, fold back forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands downward facing dog, holding your down dog when you get there. Just taking some breaths here. And then take your right leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip, maybe you circle the right ankle or the right knee around a little bit. And then straighten the legs, square off the hip. Just bring the foot between the hands and drop the back knee down to the mat. So holding here, hands on the mat, or maybe they're on blocks. And then take your time, come upright and just reach your arms up by your ears. And then take your hands down, frame your front foot. Just step straight back to downward facing dog. We'll go straight to the other side. So take the left leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip, take a little bit of movement. And then straighten the legs, square off the hip. Bring the foot between the hands, drop the back knee down. Maybe hands come to the blocks, just holding here again. Just gently lengthening the center of the chest towards the front of the mat. And then take your time, come upright, reach both arms up by your ears. And then take your hands down, frame your front foot, step back to down dog. And then take your right leg up and back. Bring the foot between the hands, spin the back heel down and come into warrior two. Take your arms up to a T. And then bring your hands to your hips, bringing your legs into goddess. So spin your left heel in, left toes out. You may have to bring your feet a little closer together here. And then reach your arms up so they're in like a wide position up towards your ears. And then inhale, straighten the legs, lower the arms down by the sides. And exhale, bend the legs, reach the arms back up. Inhale, straighten the legs, lower the arms. Exhale, bend the legs, lift the arms. Inhale, straighten the legs, lower the arms. Exhale, bend the legs, lift the arms and hold there. Maybe you take a little pulses up and down with the hips. And then from here, transition back to your warrior two. Bend your right knee, straighten your left leg. And then cartwheel your hands down, step back, downward facing dog. And then take your left leg up and back. Bring the foot between the hands, spin the back heel down, warrior two, arms to a T. And then bring your hands to your hips, spinning into goddess again, right heel in, toes out, maybe feet walk in a little towards each other, and then take your arms up by your ears. Inhale, straighten the legs, lower the arms. Exhale, bend the knees, lift the arms. Inhale, straighten the legs, lower the arms. Exhale, bend the knees, lift the arms. Inhale, straighten the legs, lower the arms. Exhale, bend the knees, lift the arms, hold there. Again, you can just be still or take little pulses up and down with the hips. And then spin back to your warrior two, left knee bent, right leg straight facing the front of your mat. And then cartwheel your hands down. You have time for a vinyasa or you can step straight to down dog. Your choice how you get there. And then take your right leg up and back. Bring the foot between the hands, spin the back heel down, come up to warrior two just for a moment, and then reverse warrior, right arm up and back. And then extended side angle, right forearm to thigh, left arm by the ear. And then come back up to your warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your right foot for a lunge. And then walk your hands to the left halfway. Spin your feet parallel just to start to get settled. And then spin your heels in towards each other and your toes out. So your toes are pointing to the corners of the mat. Yep. And then take a little bend in your right knee. And then straighten the right knee, take a little bend in the left knee. So you're just gonna kind of rock side to side here, bending one leg and straightening the other. And then come back to center, spin the feet parallel, walk your hands to the right to frame your front foot for a lunge. Just go straight back to downward facing dog. We'll go to the other side, take the left leg up and back. Bring the foot between the hands, spin the back heel down, come up to warrior two just for a moment, and then reverse it, take your left arm up and back. And then left forearm to thigh, right arm by the ear, extended side angle. And then come up to your warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your front foot. Walk your hands to the right. Spin your feet parallel again, just to get set. And then spin your heels in, toes out a little bit. And then take that little rock side to side. Just bending one leg, straightening the other. And then come back to center, both legs straight, spin your feet parallel just for a moment, and then walk your hands to the left, frame your front foot. You have time for a vinyasa, or you can step straight to down dog, your choice how you get there. And then once you land in down dog, you have several breaths. You can always take a child's pose if you'd like, a little break. And then walk your hands and feet towards each other, forward fold at the center of your mat. Take an inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, cactus your arms, take a little back bend. Inhale, reach back up. And exhale, fold forward. Once you're in your forward fold, walk your feet a little wider than your hips. Spin your heels in, toes out, and then bend the knees. Come into Malasana, take your hands to your heart. And take your hands to the mat, straighten the legs, lift the hips, walk the feet hips distance and parallel, and then come into down dog, walk your hands forward, feet back. And then take your right leg up and back. Bring the foot between the hands, spin the back heel down and come up into warrior two. And then straighten your front leg, reach forward, hinge into triangle pose. And then come back up to your warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your front foot. Walk your hands to the left halfway. Spin your feet parallel just to get set. And then spin your heels in and your toes out. And then little bend in your right knee. You can stay here. So same position where we were that first round, just a tiny bend in the right knee. If you want, you can continue to bend that right knee so your hips come all the way down to the mat. You're on the back of your left heel with the toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Remember, you don't have to come all the way down. It's a pretty extreme position. So you can just keep a little bend in that right knee. And then come back through center, straighten both legs, spin the feet parallel, and then walk your hands to the right to frame your front foot. Just step back, downward facing dog. One breath there, inhale, and exhale. And then take the left leg up and back. Bring the foot between the hands, spin the back heel down, come into warrior two. And then straighten your front leg, reach forward, hinge into triangle pose. And then come back up to your warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your left foot for a lunge. Walk your hands to the right halfway. Spin your feet parallel, and then spin your heels in, toes out. Little bend in your left knee. Maybe you're staying there with a little bend in the left knee. maybe you're bending it deeper, bringing the hips down to the mat, and on the back of the right heel, right toes pointing up. And then come back through center, straighten both legs, spin your feet parallel. Walk your hands to the left, frame your front foot, vinyasa or skip it, meeting in downward facing dog. And then walk your hands and your feet towards each other, forward fold at the center of your mat again. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And then just take your hands to your hips. Bend your knees, take a little chair pose with your legs. And then cross your right ankle over your left thigh. So you're coming into a standing figure four here. And then hands can come to the heart if you want. Or maybe arms reach up by the ears. Wherever you are, we're just holding here. And then bring your hands to your heart, straighten your standing leg to come upright. Hug your right knee towards your chest. And then just lower your right foot down to the mat. We'll go straight to the other side, hands to the hips. Little bend in the knees. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. And then maybe hands to the heart or arms up by the ears. And then bring the hands to the heart, straighten your standing leg, hug your left knee towards your chest. And then lower the foot down, lower the arms by the side, shake everything out. And then just come back to mountain pose, right where you are, center of the mat. Extend the arms down, spin the palms forward. Just take an inhale here. And exhale out the mouth. And then inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, vinyasa or skip it. Last downward facing dog when you get there. And drop your knees to the mat. Take your hips to your heels, child's pose. In this child's pose, just walk your hands a little to the right, shift your hips a little to the left. And then change sides, hands a little to the left, hips a little to the right. And then come back through center, just make your way up through tabletop, just so you can transition back to seated. And once you're seated, extend your legs straight out in front of you. Bend the right knee, sole of the right foot to the mat. Cross the right foot over the straight left leg. And then bend your left leg. And then twist your torso over to the right. Right fingertips can rest behind you. You can hug your top knee with your left arm or come into cactus. And then just unwind the torso, bring it forward, walk your feet away from each other so your knees stack. If this doesn't feel good, you can be in easy pose, simple cross-leg position. And then wherever you are, you just walk your hands gently forward, just taking your torso forward. And then walk your hands back, lift your chest. Just unwind the legs, extend them out in front of you. Give them a quick little shake. And then bend the left knee, cross the left foot over, and bend the right leg. And then twist your torso over to the left. And then unwind the torso, walk the feet away from each other so you can stack the knees. Maybe you're in a cross-leg position here. And then wherever you are, walk your hands forward, gentle lean forward. And then come back upright, unwind the legs, extend them out in front of you one last time, little shake. And then just bend the knees if you need to walk forward a little bit so you have space to roll back. Walk forward, and then bring a block with you and come all the way down to your back. Once you're on your back, just hug your knees towards your chest. Little rock side to side. And then keep the knees bent, just drop the feet down to the mat. We'll come into supported bridge here. So reach for that block, press into the feet, lift the hips, take that block underneath the pelvis and let the pelvis rest down on that block. And then press into the feet, lift the hips, just remove the block, lower the hips back down to the mat. Walk your feet a little wider than your hips, take your arms to a T, and just gently windshield wiper the knees side to side. And the next time the knees are up through center, just stay there, keeping the feet wide and just let the knees knock in towards each other. You may adjust the feet a little bit. They might feel a little too wide or a little too narrow, so you can play with that and see what feels best for your hips and your knees. And gently hug your knees back in towards your chest, either holding there or coming into happy baby if you'd like a happy baby. And then if you're in happy baby, release that, hug your knees towards your chest. And then release that, make your way into your Shavasana, finding a comfortable place on your back. Start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Circle your ankles and wrists. Reach your arms by your ears, nice big stretch. And then roll off to one side, pause there, eyes closed. Use your top hand to press yourself all the way up to a comfortable seat. And then take your right hand on your heart and place your left hand on your right hand. Just say to yourself, I am here now. I am grounding myself in this present moment. And notice what that feels like for you to ground yourself in this present moment. Maybe you tune into one of your senses. Maybe you just like having your hands over your heart. And then take one more inhale through your nose. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. And then bring your hands up in front of your heart, palms touching. And have a wonderful day. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.